Do you think you can still recognize the faces that once blew up the box office with just one punch? From steely gazes to powerful strides, these are the action icons the film world couldn't take its eyes off. Now that time has passed, can you still recognize them through just a current photo? We'll give you 5 seconds to guess, and then reveal their peak-era image that'll take you down memory lane. Some still carry the same iron presence, but others will leave you stunned by how much they've changed. Ready to test your action movie memory? Let's begin. Question 1. Do you remember who could make an entire gang scatter with just one glance? He embodied American justice, cold, relentless, and powerful. From 80s action films to Walker, Texas Ranger, he never needed many words, just action. Chuck Norris was born in 1940. As of 2025, he's 85 years old. Question 2. This shadow once brought fear with just a few blows. Do you remember who it is? The stoic aura, slow steps, and sharp strikes made him a legend in Above the Law and Under Siege. Steven Seagal was born in 1952 and is now 73 years old. Question 3. One epic split kick, and the whole world knew his name. Do you remember him? With a muscular build and cinematic martial arts moves in Bloodsport and Kickboxer, he was the action machine of the 80s and 90s. Jean-Claude Van Damme was born in 1960 and is now 65 years old. Question 4. This gaze was once cold as steel and warm as sunlight. Do you recognize him? From Speed to The Matrix to John Wick, he is the brooding, quiet, and deeply humane action icon. Keanu Reeves was born in 1964 and is 61 years old. Question 5. Do you still remember the face that walked through fire and tears? From The Rock Con Air to Face Off, he took audiences on emotional roller coasters with his intense and unpredictable acting. Nicolas Cage was born in 1964 and is now 61 years old. Question 6. Just one solemn stare, can you recognize him? As the powerful Morpheus in The Matrix, he exudes wisdom, a deep voice, and a gaze that cuts through darkness. Lawrence Fishburne was born in 1961 and is now 64 years old. Question 7. Do you remember this cold gaze laced with rebellion? He was the No Mercy vampire hunter in Blade, a black action icon known for speed, intensity, and unmistakable style. Wesley Snipes was born in 1962 and is now 63 years old. Question 8. This face once stood beside Terminators. Do you remember him? He was Kyle Reese in The Terminator, the fierce and emotional soldier from the future. Michael Biehn was born in 1956 and is now 69 years old. Question 9. One look of resolve, do you recognize him? From Han Solo to Indiana Jones, he is Hollywood's multi-dimensional hero icon. Harrison Ford was born in 1942 and is now 83 years old. Question 10. Do you remember whose steel body and iconic line made history? He is the Terminator for all generations, a muscle-bound action legend. Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in 1947 and is now 78 years old. Question 11. Do you remember who redefined family in action films? The heart of the Fast and Furious saga, with a signature deep voice and piercing gaze. No speed, just loyalty. Vin Diesel became a global symbol of action and brotherhood. Born in 1967, he is now 58 years old. Question 12. Do you remember who fought with both fists and icy stares? The face of modern action, cold, precise, and fast. From the transporter to crank, Jason Statham keeps eyes glued to the screen with just a spinning kick. Born in 1967, he is now 58 years old. Question 13. Do you remember who made every attack seem invisible? A martial arts film master who perfectly portrayed Ip Man Bruce Lee's legendary teacher. Donnie Yen blends martial spirit with modern cinema. Born in 1963, he is now 62 years old. Question 14. One gaze that silences the enemy, who is he? He's the silent, cold cowboy film icon with a gun and an unyielding stare. Clint Eastwood defined an entire generation of screen heroes. Born in 1930, he is now 95 years old. Question 15. Do you remember who once said, "I will find you, I will kill you," over a phone call? He is the personification of deadly calm in modern action films, especially with the Taken series reshaping the older hero archetype. Liam Neeson was born in 1952 and is now 73 years old. Question 16. This smile once charmed the entire planet. Do you recognize it? He's the charming comedic action icon behind blockbusters like Men in Black and Independence Day, conquering both TV and cinema. Will Smith was born in 1968 and is now 57 years old. Question 17. Do you remember who said, "I'm too old for this," but kept running into danger? The soul of the Lethal Weapon series, calm and commanding no matter the situation. Danny Glover was born in 1946 and is now 79 years old. Question 18. Do you remember the eyes that conquered the most dangerous lands? A familiar face in sci-fi action, with Escape from New York, Big Trouble, In Little China, and Tombstone. Kurt Russell was born in 1951 and is now 74 years old. Question 19. This stare cuts like a blade. Do you remember him? A fighter assassin and speed icon in Only the Strong and John Wick 3. Mark Dacascos was born in 1964 and is now 61 years old. Question 20. Do you remember who made every scene dangerous with just a look? One of Hollywood's most rugged faces, famed for Machete and dozens of gritty crime roles. Danny Trejo was born in 1944 and is now 81 years old. Question 21. Do you remember the gaze that moved both screens and hearts? He was the symbol of soft masculinity in The Bodyguard and grit in Dances with Wolves' unforgettable roles of the 90s. Kevin Costner was born in 1955 and is now 70 years old. Question 22. Just one look and smile. Do you know who? From Top Gun to Mission Impossible, always the symbol of speed, resolve, and Hollywood magnetism. Tom Cruise was born in 1962 and is now 63 years old. Question 23. Do you remember the eyes that once struck fear across screens? A classic villain face with a calm, intense presence known for Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa was born in 1950 and is now 75 years old. Question 24. Do you recognize the eyes that brought tears to sci-fi? He is the embodiment of artificial loneliness in Blade Runner with the iconic line, "All those moments will be lost in time." Rutger Hauer was born in 1944 and passed away in 2019 at age 75. Question 25. Do you remember the big-bodied martial artist who moved like lightning? A master of comedic kung fu and pioneer of modern Hong Kong action, known for martial law and dozens of classics. Sammo Hung was born in 1952 and is now 73 years old. Question 26. Do you recognize the man who made the Roman arena explode with emotion? The heart of Gladiator, portraying the fierce Maximus with a piercing stare and indomitable spirit. Russell Crowe was born in 1964 and is now 61 years old. One cold look amid gunfire. Can you guess who? The Asian action icon famed for stylized gunfights in The Killer and Hard Boiled. Chow Yun-fat was born in 1955 and is now 70 years old. Question 28. Have you seen this sorrowful, captivating gaze on screen? He rose with a romantic look and subdued style, especially in The Lost Boys, where he was both mysterious and magnetic. Jason Patric was born in 1966 and is now 59 years old. Question 29. Once you hear this voice, can you tell right away? The first actor to bring James Bond to the big screen, suave and icy, a global symbol of masculine allure. Sean Connery was born in 1930 and passed in 2020 at age 90. Question 30. This face once moved you in romantic action scenes. Do you remember? He embodies Latin charm with deep eyes and a swashbuckling style in The Mask of Zorro and Desperado. Antonio Banderas was born in 1960 and is now 65 years old. Question 31. This piercing gaze, do you still remember who? He shook up screens with layered villain roles in Runaway Train, and hundreds more, always gritty, always dangerous. Eric Roberts was born in 1956 and is now 69 years old. Question 32. This face once had Hollywood on edge. Do you remember? The bad boy icon of the 80s with rebellious looks and fiery acting in 912 Weeks and Angel Heart. Mickey Rourke was born in 1952 and is now 73 years old. Question 33. A frozen stare behind a mask. Do you remember who it is? The actor who immortalized RoboCop, a mix of machine and soul. Peter Weller was born in 1947 and is now 78 years old. Question 34. Just one punch, does it bring back childhood memories? He was the indestructible machine in Rocky IV as Ivan Drago, cold towering and lethal. Dolph Lundgren was born in 1957 and is now 68 years old. Question 35. Do you remember who haunted every brutal match? He portrayed Tong Po, Jean-Claude Van Damme's vicious rival in Kickboxer. His cold face and savage style are unforgettable. Michel Kesey was born in 1962 and is now 63 years old. So how many silver screen warriors did you guess correctly? If these faces once made you jump from your seat, holding your breath through every fight, then you're part of cinema's golden age. Share your score and memories in the comments. And don't forget to send this video to the friend who once watched those movies with you. Like, subscribe, and get ready. The journey into action movie legends continues.